of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am Maria Superville-Nielsen, Program Director of the Anthony Caribbean Awards for Excellence. And allow me, on behalf of Dr. Anthony Saga and the directors of the ANSA Health Foundation, to warmly welcome each of you here this morning for the announcement of our 2017 laureates. I especially welcome Dr. Adrian Saga, the ANSA Group Chairman, and the members of the Regional Eminent Persons Selection Panel. With us is Professor Compton Bourne, Professor Bridget Barrington, and Mr. Justice Ralston Nelson. Also with us is a member of the Barbados Nominating Committee, Dr. Basil Springer. I warmly welcome as well our radio, television, and internet audience around the region. So Srinath Ramphal, Chairman of the Regional Eminent Persons Selection Panel, is part of our internet audience. The Anthony M. Saga Caribbean Awards for Excellence program is unique. We recognize individuals who have a track record of consistently superior work, whose efforts have demonstrated excellence, leadership, and pioneership. They have a capacity for significant future achievement, and in all likelihood are yet to realize their full potential. Their work has had, or is likely to have, a positive impact in the Caribbean region and will benefit Caribbean people. We do not award lifetime achievement, as the ANSA Caribbean Awards are intended to support and spur greater achievement and excellence. And to tell you a little bit more, I hand you over to Professor Compton Bourne of the Regional Eminent Person Selection Panel, who will speak on behalf of Sir Srinath and the other members of the panel. Professor Bourne.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anthony N. Saga, Norman A. Saga, and the fellow representatives, colleagues on the Eminent Persons Panel, Justice Ralston Nelson, Bridget Barrington, representatives of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasant good morning to all of you. I will shortly be announcing the winners of the awards for 2017. Let me first say, however, that this is the 11th year of the awards, inspired and supported by Dr. Anthony Saga's commitment to recognizing and sustaining excellence in the pursuit of Caribbean development. If I may use the words of Michael Mansour, who was a past chairman of the Eminent Persons Panel and who so ably guided the panel for many years, the awards program is noble, quote him, noble and good. It is also practical and critical, because nothing great will ever be achieved without great and outstanding men and women, and we will only sustain and amplify greatness if we recognize it, if we encourage it, if we nurture it, and if we cultivate it. End of quote. There are 4 categories in which the awards may be made: arts and letters, science and technology, public and civic contributions, and entrepreneurship. The arts and letters category includes visual and plastic arts, performing arts, and letters. Science and technology includes the physical sciences, earth science, life science, technology, and applied science. The public and civic contributions category is intended to recognize service to the public and work of a substantial nature, benefiting community, country, and the Caribbean region. The entrepreneurship category recognizes excellence with respect to either tangible or intangible goods. As our chairperson has indicated, the The main selection criteria include a track record of consistently superior work which demonstrates excellence, leadership, and pioneership. Recognizes and includes a capacity for significant future achievement and the likelihood to do so. Takes account of the positive impact of the work on the Caribbean region and the benefit to Caribbean regions. Takes account of the ability and willingness of awardees to serve as models of Caribbean excellence and as exemplars. The selection process for awards is rigorous, and it is a Caribbean-wide one. There are nominating committees in Barbados, Guyana, Jamaica, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, and Trinidad and Tobago. Each nominating committee is comprised of accomplished and experienced persons well capable of identifying candidates and screening candidates and formally recommending nominees for consideration by the eminent persons panel. The eminent persons panel is responsible for making final recommendations for consideration and approval of the board of the foundation. The panel, which is itself regional in membership, is assisted in its deliberations by the nominated committee's formal submissions, which include detailed curriculum vitae, referees' assessments of nominees, research notes on each nominee prepared by the foundation staff, and assisted as well by oral presentations by the chairs of the nominating committees to the eminent persons panel. So it is a quite rigorous process which involves knowing a lot about the candidates and hearing a lot about them. A total of 14 nominations were made this year. 4 in arts and letters, 4 in entrepreneurship, 4 in public and civic contributions, and 2 in science and technologies. Now for the announcement of this year and the ANSA Caribbean Awards for Excellence. In arts and letters, the 2017 award is made jointly with Winslow Craig, the sculptor, and Performing Ryan, musical conductor and performer. Mr. Craig is Guyanese and Mr. Ryan is Canadian. In entrepreneurship, the award is made to Mrs. Shadell Nayak Compton, who is an entrepreneur in the field of agriculture and agro-tourism. Mrs. Compton is Canadian. In the public and civic contributions category, there are 2 awardees. Joint awards are to Christopher Arif Vulcan, who is a human rights lawyer. Well, 1 award, sorry. To Christopher Arif Vulcan, who is a human rights lawyer. Dr. Vulcan is Guyanese. No awards were made this year in the science and technology category. So we offer congratulations to the awardees in arts and letters, where the award has been made jointly. So Mr. Craig and Mr. Ryan, entrepreneurship, Mrs. Compton, and the public and civic contributions. Thank you very much.
I will read to you a graphical sketch of the laureates in alphabetical order of countries and categories. So we begin with Mr. Winslow Craig, who is a Guyanese sculptor whose natural talent manifested at an early age and blossomed with formal training at the E.R. Burroughs School of Art in Georgetown. He works in many media like metal, wood, and bronze, and is known for his invention of a new medium for sculpture, sawdo, an amalgam of sawdust and glue, which is placed on steel. Today, Mr. Craig is a lecturer in art at the University of Guyana. and his work can be found in private collections through the region, in Guyanese institutions and international collections from New Zealand, China, and Belize. He was also commissioned by Cable and Wireless to create a trophy for its 2000 cricket series, which was titled Willow and Leather. Born in the Kapawari Creek of the Essequibo River in 1967, Mr. Craig began sculpting from an early age. Of part indigenous heritage, he was influenced by his father, who was a woodsman and woodworker to begin whittling. He sold his first piece at age 7 for the sum of $20. Nonetheless, his plans for the future focused on his becoming a gold miner until a teacher encouraged him to apply to the B.R. Burroughs School of Art in Georgetown. He was accepted, and his graduation work, Discovery, was acquired by the Guyanese polymath Dennis Williams for the Guyana National Collection. Thereafter, Mr. Craig was awarded a 1997 Commonwealth Foundation Fellowship in Art and Craft, which took him to the Christchurch Polytechnic School of Art and Design, New Zealand, where he created Retribution 2. After this fellowship, he was selected to attend the International Sculpture Symposium in China in 2001, where he was the only artist representing the English-speaking Caribbean. Mr. Craig's work explores the themes of spirituality, justice, gender issues, nature, and the environment. His work, Fighting for Global Peace, has been featured in a documentary aired on CNN World Report in the aftermath of the Gulf War. Apart from many exhibitions in Guyana, his work has been shown in Haiti, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, the US, Venezuela, and China. He is regarded as one of the leading sculptors in Guyana, according to former Minister of Culture, Dr. Frank Anthony. Ian MacDonald described his work as being of world-class genius. He has been commissioned by various regional institutions like the Bank of Guyana and the Commonwealth Youth Program. One of his pieces was also commissioned by the government of Guyana and presented to the Walter Reed Memorial Hospital in the US, where former Guyanese President J.D. Jagan was treated. Mr. Craig won the Guyana Visual Arts Competition in Sculpture in 2014 and was awarded a Guyana National Award, the Medal of Service, in 2002. He continues to work and teach in Guyana. Mr. Winslow Craig of Guyana is the Anthony ANSA Caribbean Awards for Excellence 2017 Joint Laureate in Arts and Letters. Kwame Ryan is a Trinidad conductor and music educator whose career has spanned the globe and has seen him practice his vocation with some of the leading orchestras and opera houses of Australia, France, Germany, South Korea, South Africa, the United Kingdom, the United States, and most recently Trinidad and Tobago. At present, he is the director of the Academy for the Performing Arts at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Born in Canada in 1970 of Trinidad heritage. Mr. Ryan grew up on the island, but left at age 14 to pursue a career in classical music, as at the time there was no means to do so locally. He attended Oakham School in the United Kingdom, originally to study piano, voice, and violin, but switched from violin to double bass, becoming, after only 3 years tuition, principal double bassist in the National Youth Orchestra and in the National Youth Chamber Orchestra of England. His further education included studies at Gonville and King's College, Cambridge, where he was awarded a BA and an MA in musicology in 1992 and 2002 respectively. He also studied advanced conducting at the Peter Ivovos Conducting Institute in Hungary while working as a teaching assistant at Tübingen University, Germany. Having completed his education, Mr. Ryan worked most extensively in the United Kingdom, the United States, and Europe. He has held positions as assistant conductor of the Stuttgart State Opera in Germany, 1998 to 9, general music director, City of Freiburg, Germany, 1993 to 2003, musical director of the National Youth Orchestra of France, 2009 to 2011, and musical and artistic director of the National Orchestra of Bordeaux, France, 2007 to 2013. Mr. Ryan has been the recipient of several awards. They include scholarships to Oakham School and Cambridge University, as well as his induction as an officer in the Order of Arts and Letters by the Government of France. He has also sat as member on several prestigious juries, including the International Voice Competition in Montreal, Canada, 2012, and the International Theatre Academy, Frankfurt, Germany, 2011. His career has resulted in an international network of institutions, promoters, and artists upon which Mr. Ryan continues to draw in developing innovative and original projects worldwide. It includes collaboration with such major U.S. institutions as the Symphony Orchestra of Baltimore, Atlanta, Detroit, and Dallas, the Stuttgart, Freiburg, Baden-Baden, and Bavarian Radio Symphonies in Germany, the Paris Opera, the English National Opera, the Stuttgart Opera, the Philharmonia Orchestra, London, and the Seoul, South Korea Philharmonic. Beyond such bastions of musical excellence in the professional realm, Mr. Ryan has cultivated ties with a wide range of national and municipal institutions dedicated to the development of talent among young people. Beyond his tenure as music director of the National Youth Orchestra of France, he has worked as associate conductor of the National Youth Orchestra of Great Britain, guest conductor of the Royal Danish Academy of Music, and enjoys close ties with the Youth Orchestra of the Americas and the Music Conservatory in Freiburg, Germany. Seeking to put this network at the disposal of aspiring musicians in his home country of Trinidad and Tobago, in 2012, Mr. Ryan first collaborated with the NGO, the Heroes Foundation, to create a music mentorship event, which saw young local musicians participating in workshops and concerts with members of international orchestras. Inspired by the success of this pilot, he then contacted the University of Trinidad and Tobago, UTT, in 2013 to propose the development of an international peer exchange program in residence at its Academy for the Performing Arts. The UTT responded by offering him a full-time position, which he accepted while continuing to freelance worldwide. In 2015, he had realized his vision, launching the Musical Youth Exchange Connect, subsequently renamed the Youth Music Exchange, YMX. As newly appointed director of the Academy for the Performing Arts, Mr. Ryan intends not only to grow YMX as part of the Academy, but also to extend that institution's range of offerings and international reach in music technology, dance, acting, animation, as well as in theatre design and production. His vision for performing arts pedagogy at the APA emphasizes the preservation of long-standing cultural traditions alongside groundbreaking innovation, all with the goal of building a world-class but uniquely Caribbean institution, a hub of excellence and achievement in the performing arts, unlike any other in the Caribbean region. Mr. Kwame Bryan of Trinidad and Tobago is the Anthony ANSA Caribbean Awards for Excellence 2017 Joint Laureate in Arts and Business. Ms. Shadell Naya Compton is an entrepreneur who has managed to merge history, commerce, agriculture, tourism, and environmental and community responsibility into a single viable enterprise that is the Belmont Estate in Grenada. The estate, which was a traditional agricultural plantation during the eras of slavery and colonialism, and which had fallen into ruin, was revived by Ms. Naya Compton as a successful tourist attraction, producer of organic agricultural projects, and a source of material and intangible enhancement to the community. Belmont Estate was bought over by Ms. Naya Compton's grandparents in the 1940s, making them the first Indo-Grenadians to own a plantation. Despite its success up to the 1960s, by the late 1990s, when Ms. Naya Compton took it over, the estate employed about 10 persons on a casual basis and had all but stopped producing. In the early part of the 21st century, the new proprietor started a small restaurant, created a small museum, documented the history of the estate, and began offering tours and other cultural and educational events at the site. Ms. Naya Compton's persistence paid off when she invited a group of tour operators in 2002, and they were enthused enough about the facility to generate interest and clientele. The agricultural production, which had slowed down, was revived and increased. In 2004, only 2 years after commencing the tourism department of the business, all the tourism facilities, the plantation house, most of the farming buildings and facilities were devastated by Hurricane Ida. There was equal destruction to the tree crops and fields. To further exacerbate the loss, in 2005, the estate was hit again by another hurricane, Emily this time. These hurricanes resulted in significant loss, and in the tourism department being closed for 3 years. It resumed operation in 2007. Today, the estate employs some 90 persons full-time, plus another 20 temporary or part-time staff. Is organic and fair trade certified for its cocoa, nutmegs, spices, and fruits, and has created partnerships with other local businesses like the Grenada Chocolate Company, which uses the estate's cocoa for chocolate production, the Grenada Craft Cooperative, and the Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, which operates an outlet on the estate, and several farmers, tour operators, and hotels on the island. It offers tours, a 250-seat restaurant, conference rooms, museum, goat dairy that produces goat cheese for the local market, value-added products, beautiful gardens, farm and exotic animals, plant nursery, and a vibrant charity arm. Ms. Naya Compton is presently preparing for the opening of Belmont Estate's own chocolate factory early next year. Concretely, Ms. Naya Compton's success as an entrepreneur can be illustrated by the growing income and tourist arrivals to the estate. Belmont Estate had an income of $669,000 EC dollars in 2002, and by 2015 it had grown to 2.287 million EC dollars. Visitor arrivals grew from 1,048 guests in 2002 to 27,919 guests in 2015. She did not start her career as a businesswoman. Born in the UK, Ms. Naya Compton was trained as a lawyer at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. in the United States, and at the Hugh Wooding Law School in Trinidad and Tobago. A mother of two, she still practices law in Grenada. Her decision to move into business was born out of a desire to contribute to the well-being of her people and country and to revive her family's traditional business. She is extremely passionate about this business affairs and offers customers high-quality products and services and extraordinary experiences, which she uses as an avenue to inspire and develop others, and for education, research, and philanthropy. Ms. Naya Compton has been recognized many times for her endeavors. She has received awards from the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce in 2010 and 2015, and was named Businesswoman of the Year in 2015 by that organization. She was recognized by the Caribbean Tourism Organization in 2014, and Belmont Estate was conferred several awards and citations for service, responsible and sustainable development of agriculture and tourism, environmental stewardship, and has been awarded certificates of service excellence by the International Tourism Rating website TripAdvisor in 2013 to 2016. The 2017 Anthony and Salvador Caribbean Awards for Excellence in Entrepreneurship is Ms. Chanel Naya Compton of Grenada. Dr. Christopher Arif Bolton is a Guyanese lawyer and a senior lecturer at the Faculty of Law, UWI St. Augustine. As an academic and legal practitioner, he has been at the forefront of promoting indigenous rights, environmental rights, and human rights regionally through legal interventions, training, and advocacy. Along with Tracy Rawlinson and Douglas Lenz, in 2009, he co-founded the UWI Rights Advocacy Project, URAP, which provides pro bono legal services, research, and advocacy on human rights issues across various Caribbean territories. One of these groups includes the Caribbean Vulnerable Communities Coalition, with which URAP has commenced a collaboration which will include, among other activities, training of lawyers and human rights defenders to better respond to the needs of these communities. Dr. Bolton, who worked in Guyana as an attorney from 1999 to 2004, is one of the few experts on the emerging legal framework dealing with the rights of indigenous people, which has regional and extra-regional implications. He is the author of the publication, The Survival of Indigenous Rights in Guyana. He has provided training and education on rights to the Amerindian Peoples Association, the Guyana Marine Turtle Conservation Society of Guyana, and the Iwakarama International Center for Rainforest Conservation and Development, and in April 2016, functioned as conference chair of a regional conference on issues affecting indigenous peoples held in Belize City, Belize. Involved in human rights advocacy for his whole life, He has worked tirelessly to establish and defend the rights of the First Peoples, the environment, and health and human rights in various ways. Dr. Volcan was one of the initiators of 2 groundbreaking cases on gender rights in the Caribbean. There were the Calip Orozco versus Attorney General in Belize, and McJuan Clark Fraser Passard SASOD versus the Attorney General of Guyana. The former case was successful on all counts in August 2016, while in the latter, the acting Chief Justice of Guyana ruled in September 2013 that cross-dressing as an expression of one's gender identity is not illegal. Both cases are now at varying stages in the appeal process. In addition to his advocacy work, he has also published widely in books, read-free journals, and even newspapers. He is a contributor to the Starbuck News in the Diaspora Weekly feature. Dr. Volcan was educated at York University in Canada, London University, and the University of the West Indies. He was a lecturer in the Faculty of Law at the UWI campus before moving to the St. Augustine campus in Trinidad in 2012, where he was Deputy Dean in the Faculty of Law from 2013 to 2016, and is now Senior Lecturer. Dr. Christopher Arif Volcan is the Anthony and Sadler Caribbean Awards for Excellence 2017 Laureate in Public and Civic Contribution. And there you have the bios of our laureates. Each will receive $500,000 TP dollars, with our odds and letters laureates sharing theirs, a medal and citation at a gala ceremony scheduled for May 27. Our College of Laureates continues to grow, and with these additions, we now have 31 laureates. The additional 4 laureates will bring the total prize money released to $13.5 million. We are in our 11th year, but our award ceremony next year will be our 10th award ceremony. Dr. Anthony Sadler and the directors of the ANSA Foundation are committed to the permanence of this awards program and to making such modifications that enhance and promote its expansion. I invite any questions, if you have any questions for us or for Professor Bourne. I'm sure he's willing to answer that.
I have one question. It was mentioned by Professor Bourne that there were no awards in the area of science and technology. I'm just wondering why.
Well, there were 2 nominees. When the committee assessed the nominees against criteria, the judgment was that and both were fairly accomplished persons in their own rights. One we thought was at the stage in the career development where there was more to be done, and we also have some uncertainty as to whether, in fact, most of the work was in the area of civic and public contribution or in science and technology problem. In the other case, where the scholastic record of the individual was quite considerable, we felt that there was not a sufficient linkage with the Caribbean region, and so with respect to that particular criterion, which seeks to find out or takes into consideration how likely is the person to contribute to future development in the exemplar curriculum.
Professor, as was mentioned, this will be your 10th award ceremony. How have you seen recognition of this award, like name brand recognition, the way somebody says Nobel laureate, if they see the ANSA Caribbean Awards winner or recipient, how have you seen that progress over the past 10 years?
Well, I think that's something I also asked my colleague Maria and Ted. From my own exposure and involvement in the region, it is clear that this award has a lot of status. It is not as widely known as we want it to be, but that's a work in progress. But people who know it see it as quite a significant acknowledgement of the excellent work that good people have performed and are capable of performing. And I think it has served to encourage others. I think this is a very important part of it. So it is not the World Nobel Prize award, but it is akin to a Caribbean Nobel Prize. Right?
Are all the criteria uniform in the various countries of the Caribbean?
Yes, definitely. Each nominating committee sees the same set of criteria. We apply them across the board. Each nominating committee seeks to identify candidates for consideration who might satisfy the various criteria. And the eminent persons panel in its deliberations pays attention each of the criteria in each individual case before it. And of course hears from the chairs of the nomination committees why they think their nominee is deserving of the award.
And the monetary award is split when there's a joint winners.
Yes, that has been the decision. Is the decision is final on this. But there have not been many joint awards already. This is the second time. Any other question?
I would add that the age range for this award is 35 to 55 years. Okay.
Why are you limiting it to 35 to 50? Why not 30 to
Because
70? Because your faculties don't necessarily decline. As can be evidenced by the accomplished people in this room who are over 55.
Because we award people in mid-career. Yes, I think that's important. It's mid-career. The money that you get is just for you to project, and we hope that you will use it
Yes.
to further the work that you're doing. Okay? So we expect that you have exhibited a certain amount of expertise and excellence in what you're already doing, and say, listen, if we give you this, you will be able to do better with it. And we have found that all our laureates have released their award in one way or another to further their work. And we have no problem with any of your laureates. They all feel that this is a tremendous award to them. They use it on their CVs, through their bios. But we would hope the press would be a lot kinder to us and promote their work as well. So thank you for your questions. From Guyana to Jamaica, there are exceptional West Indians whose work inspire and are worthy of emulation. We have found 31 of them over 11 years. Therefore, we are extremely excited to let you know that the awards ceremony in May 2017, and I could hear a drum roll here, but the awards ceremony in 2017 will be in Guyana. It's a bold step that the ANSA Foundation has taken, but it's an extremely natural one if we consider that we are a truly regional awards program, and that the award ceremonies will move around and whichever countries that our laureates come from. And Diana is not only home to the two that you heard about this morning, but it is also home to 7 of our other laureates. Please, let us celebrate our new laureates, their amazing work, their dreams, and their exceptional ability to keep our Caribbean peoples together. This is good news. This is very, very, very good news. And we shout it to the world. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, my thanks and appreciation to you all for the interest you have shown for being here this morning. We have now come to the end of our announcement. I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.